Welcome to the YouTube channel, The Right Place, where creativity meets craft and nature becomes the ultimate sculpting partner. In this video, we dive into the artistic transformation of dry branches, showing how simple twig bending techniques can yield captivating and surprisingly durable sculptures. You'll discover how discarded, forgotten, and weathered sticks can become works of art with personality, shape, and resonance. This is more than crafting. It's an artistic journey into sustainable creativity that reflects the ecological aesthetics of 2026. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, because your engagement helps keep inspiring content flowing every day. One, understanding the artistic potential of dry branches. Dry branches possess a hidden elegance that emerges when they are carefully shaped and reimagined through strategic bending. This transformation reveals characteristics of texture, grain, and tension that remain unseen in their natural state on forest floors or trimmed tree piles. By observing every curve and split, artists can interpret each branch like a line in a visual poem. This practice transforms organic leftovers into intentional sculptural statements that feel deeply connected to both the environment and aesthetic interpretation. The artistic potential of these branches lies not only in their structure, but also in the story they carry from seasons of growth, wind, and decay. By giving new shape to old wood, you're metaphorically honoring its past while giving it a renewed future in visual form. This aligns beautifully with the sustainability movement of 2026, where reimagined organic materials take precedence over plastics and synthetics. Each sculpture becomes a gesture of environmental appreciation wrapped in artistic expression. Two, preparing your materials and selecting suitable branches. Choosing the right branches begins with identifying those that have the ideal balance of flexibility and dryness. Branches that are too brittle will snap, while overly moist ones won't hold their sculpted form, making the selection process a crucial early step. Understanding bark thickness, wood tension, and internal moisture allows you to pick branches that will bend gracefully rather than resist. This thoughtful selection ensures that your sculpture building experience flows with ease and produces reliable and stunning results. Once you've selected your branches, a gentle preparation process helps them reach optimal pliability for bending. Techniques might include controlled steaming, soaking, or gradual pressure over time to avoid damaging the fibers. By working with the wood rather than against it, you encourage natural shapes and smooth arcs to emerge in the final sculpture. Through preparation, branches become collaborators rather than obstacles, enhancing the beauty and harmony of the finished piece. Three, the fundamentals of branch bending techniques. Mastering branch bending requires patience and an understanding of how natural wood fibers respond to stress and pressure. This skill involves finding the pivot points where branches naturally yield, allowing slow and purposeful manipulation into shapes that feel organic rather than forced. Artists learn to anticipate how each twig reacts, listening to the silent language of bending tension just before it reaches breaking threshold. This relationship between hand and branch becomes a meditative dialogue, shaping both material and mind. With the fundamentals established, you begin applying progressive bending techniques that respect the wood structure, leading to elegant twists, curves, and loops. The goal is to enhance the wood's original personality rather than erase it, resulting in sculptures that feel alive and fluid. Over time, your hands develop sensitivity to subtle resistance and relaxation in the wood, refining your craftsmanship. As these skills deepen, your sculptures achieve a level of finesse and complexity that stands as artistic proof of mastery. For shaping nature into artful forms. The actual sculpting process transforms chaotic, random twigs into intentional artistic compositions. Each bend and placement contributes to an emerging visual rhythm, similar to the brushstrokes in a painting or notes in a musical composition. Artists often allow the branches to guide them, embracing unexpected shapes that arise during the shaping process. This fluid and experimental approach results in sculptures that are not only visually striking, but also emotionally evocative. As form takes shape, negative space becomes just as important as wood in defining the visual character of the sculpture. The silhouette, shadow movement, and hollowed spaces between branches create depth and mystique. These spaces allow the piece to interact with light, environment, and perspective in a constantly changing way. The final sculpture becomes a breathing presence in the garden or home, shifting with sunlight, moonlight, and viewer position. Five, elevating garden spaces with natural sculptures. When placed in a garden, these branch sculptures become focal points that harmonize beautifully with surrounding plants, stones, and natural textures. They invite viewers to pause and reflect, merging seamlessly with the living environment. The style complements both modern minimalist landscapes and rustic wildflower gardens, bridging aesthetics across design philosophies. Over time, weathering enhances the sculpture, deepening its natural patina and strengthening its connection to the earth. Garden placement also allows viewers to experience the interplay between sculpture and nature over the seasons. Rain, wind, frost, and sunlight become co-artists, gradually shaping the surface and altering the visual perception of the artwork. This evolving display encourages ongoing engagement, rewarding viewers with new impressions each time they encounter the piece. In this way, the sculpture becomes part of a timeless conversation between nature, art, and observer. Six, finishing touches, preservation, and durability. After shaping, the sculpture requires finishing touches that ensure longevity and stability. This might include applying eco-friendly wood treatments, natural sealants, or reinforcing structural connections. These steps protect the sculpture from moisture damage, UV exposure, and gradual fiber loss. By investing in proper preservation, you ensure that your artistic expression remains vibrant for years. Durability also results from structural foresight during the building process, ensuring that bends and joint connections can withstand tension and environmental impact. Careful reinforcement blends invisibly into the sculpture, preserving aesthetic flow while adding practical resilience. The result is a work of art that can be displayed confidently in outdoor settings without fear of collapse or splitting. Through preservation, the sculpture becomes not merely a temporary craft, but an enduring legacy of artistry in wood. Seven, the creative mindset behind artistic upcycling. Creating sculptures from discarded branches requires a mindset that values transformation and imaginative reinterpretation. Artists view raw materials not as waste, but as unrealized potential waiting to be awakened. This approach challenges consumer culture by finding beauty in what many would overlook or discard. It serves as a reminder that creativity and sustainability can flourish together. The act of upcycling becomes a philosophical exercise that redefines how we perceive nature and materiality. It encourages a deeper appreciation of organic textures and a willingness to work collaboratively with found elements. This mindset fosters not only artistic growth, but also emotional connection to the natural world. In the end, the sculpture is as much a reflection of mental intention as it is of physical craftsmanship. 8. Expanding your skills through practice and experimentation. Skill development in this art form is achieved through continual experimentation and fearless creative play. Trying new bending angles, irregular shapes, and unconventional assembly methods pushes the boundaries of what branch art can be. These explorations lead to surprising discoveries, both visually and structurally. The process ensures that each sculpture becomes uniquely personal and artistically authentic. Consistent practice strengthens your intuitive ability to read with tension, predict structural outcomes, and form clean fluid shapes. Mistakes become valuable lessons rather than setbacks, guiding the refinement of technique with each attempt. Over time, your artistic signature emerges, recognizable in the curves, twists, and flowing lines of your work. This artistic identity is what transforms a craft hobby into a meaningful creative pursuit. 9. Inspiring others to create with nature. Sharing this artistic practice can ignite curiosity and inspiration in others, encouraging them to view nature as a source of creative possibility. Demonstrations, workshops, and online tutorials introduce newcomers to the tactile joy of sculpting with branches. Through shared learning, a community of natural artists begins to grow, exchanging knowledge and techniques. The art form becomes a collaborative celebration rather than an isolated craft. This inspiration can spread beyond art into environmental mindfulness, reminding people of the importance of honoring natural cycles and materials. By using what nature provides rather than manufacturing synthetics, we cultivate a deeper sense of ecological responsibility. Every sculpture shared on social platforms has the potential to spark awareness and admiration for the environment. In this way, creativity becomes a vehicle for change and collective appreciation. 10. Showcasing and sharing your finished works. Displaying your sculptures is as important as building them, allowing others to witness and interpret your artistic vision. Whether at local art fairs, home galleries, or online showcases, presentation gives the work a life beyond its making. Good lighting, framing, and contextual placement help highlight texture and form. Sharing your work publicly deepens your connection to viewers and builds your creative identity. In the digital era, documenting your sculptures with photos or videos helps preserve and broadcast your creations to a wider audience. Posting progress clips, shaping sessions, and finished displays on platforms like this channel expands artistic visibility. Before you continue watching, remember to subscribe to The Right Place for more creative tutorials that transform everyday materials into extraordinary art. Your subscription helps keep this creative journey alive and supports more inspired content ahead. Conclusion. As we conclude, remember that twig and branch bending is not simply a technique. It is a creative philosophy that connects you to the natural world through transformation and imagination. Each sculpture becomes a celebration of rebirth, proof that discarded materials can find new life in artistic expression. By continuing to explore, practice, and share this craft, you enrich both your personal creativity and the broader artistic community. Thank you for watching, and we hope your journey into nature-based artistry continues well beyond this video.